Hello everybody, this is Santosh Yadav from this side. Today we are going to learn about these three terms which is very confusing. Azure AI Service, Azure OpenAI and Azure AI Foundry. These are the three terms which are very interchangeably it's been used in the industry. And when you are learning this Microsoft artificial intelligence services, right? So uh, when I was reading it, I was also feeling very confused. So I hope same problem will be involved with some other person. So I just wanted to get clarified like what exactly all these three services means. So we'll go one by one and we'll see what it is. So we'll go to the next slide. So let me talk about Azure AI service. So uh, so Azure AI services, when we say right, so this is like pre-built intelligence what Microsoft has provided. So these are the services where you can directly go and start utilizing it. So you no need to create new models, you no need to train from your side. Specifically these are ready-made services which is already available. So this is kind of plug and play API, and this is very fast and it's reliable AI for the structured task. So if you wanted to perform some structured task one by one, then you can definitely use these services. And as I mentioned, this is a ready-made API. So like we can perform sentiment analysis, OCR, face detections, speech to text, and translation. So these services you can consider like a bundle of many different services, cognitive services. So there is no training required for this one, and just call the endpoint and you can start utilizing it. And if you talk about the examples where exactly we use in the real-time scenario, so suppose if you wanted to extract some key phrases from a user review using text analytics, so you can utilize this. OCR means like we are reading the documents, and if you wanted to get the key phrase extractions, entity recognitions, if you wanted to analyze the sentiment of the user uh, from the uh, reviews and all, right? So we can utilize this one, and this is ideal for the dashboard automations and quick integrations. So whenever you heard this term Azure AI services, you can think like these are the combinations of multiple services which is available under one hood, right? Now let's go to the next slide. Now Azure OpenAI. So when if you see this OpenAI, right? So OpenAI means this has something called generative power. So OpenAI, currently everybody has started using it, right? GPT, Chat GPT, and Copilot and all, right? So these are nothing but OpenAI services. So similarly over here you can see we can use GPT-4, DALI. DALI basically used for the image generations and all, right? Currently it is already integrated inside GPT-4, but yeah, we can use separate model as a DALI as well. Whisper, again, this is for speech side we are using this model. And the content, like, it is very accessible, powerful generative model we can access via Azure portal. And we can customize the prompt also. We can change the temperatures, we can change that top p, and we will be having many more controls over here. So maybe I can show you in the example like how we can create this Azure OpenAI services, and what all the options we can customize, and how we can tweak the prompts and all like that. Based on that, we will be getting the response. So again, the example like summarize a 5-page PDF using GPT-4. So if you have somehow, if you have used this GPT, right? So then you are very much familiar with this OpenAI. So yeah, and this is perfectly fit for chatbot, co-pilots, and creative applications. We'll go to the next slide. Now Azure AI Foundry. So Azure AI Foundry, earlier it was known as Azure AI. I believe Azure AI video or something. I don't exactly remember, but this name was recently changed, right? Studio, yeah, Azure AI Studio. So earlier, Azure AI Foundry was named as Azure AI Studio. Okay. So now Azure AI Foundry, what we can basically use this Azure AI Foundry, right? So Azure AI Foundry mostly we can use for building smart agents. Now like uh, agent-based artificial intelligence currently it is in demand, right? So if you wanted to create any agent-based artificial intelligence services, then you can go in Azure AI Foundry and you can use that. And it can orchestrate the model's memory and logic. It means like if you uh, write something, right, so it will memorize your previous context and it will uh, it will do some analysis based on that, and it will give you the output, right? And the content, like we can create agent with memory, search and API chainings. So we can, like one agent, if you create you can create multiple agents. Like one agent can talk to the other agent can talk to the third agent, like that, and it will combine all the responses it will give you. And this every agent we will assign some different work, you know. So then each agent will perform their own work, and finally once everyone is completed their work, then we will be getting the response back. All right. So it is working with the threading model. All right. So, and here we are we having 11,000 plus models from the OpenAI, Meta, Hugging Face, and etc. So we have a huge list of models which we can use inside this Azure AI Foundry. If you talk about the examples, we have Copilot that help troubleshoot .NET errors. So we can create one agent, right? So uh, to perform our day-to-day activity instead of doing myself. So I can create one agent which will be doing the work on behalf of me. Similarly, like this is enterprise grade controls with telemetry and tracing. So we can create enterprise grade of applications, which we can monitor. We can monitor everything, like what's going on and like that. And telemetry, like we can talk to them and we can get the real time data. All right. Now go to the next slide. Foundry plus OpenAI, seamless integrations. So we know the Foundry and the OpenAI, right? So these both are like integrated very seamlessly. What it means, like we can use GPT-4 inside this Foundry agent and Flow. We can connect to the Azure Search, Blob Storage, and external API as well. Suppose the chatbot that answer questions from your own PDF, right? So if you have stored your own PDF and if you wanted to chatbot that you can go and you can read and you can answer the questions based on that PDF. So in that case, we can use these two combinations together. Build rack system, document, QN, bot, and smart assistant. So everything can be done by uh, combining these two services, right? Now the last slide I am having, like choose what fits your application. So you have to decide, like which services basically you need to use. So which Azure AI tool should you use that match to your application's complexity. So suppose if you wanted to create quick artificial intelligence, then you can go with the Azure AI services, which will be having some plug and play model available, so that you can start utilizing it. And if you want some kind of generative output, then you can go with the Azure OpenAI. All right. And if you want full orchestrations or maybe some agent based chatbot and all, if you wanted to create, go with the Azure AI Foundry. And if you wanted some combined them for the hybrid intelligence and workflow, then we can go with the OpenAI with the Azure AI Foundry. So that's all. I hope this has been clear to you. So there are three simple terms you need to remember. If they are talking about Azure AI services, means bundle of pre-built model that we can directly go and start utilizing it. Then we are having Azure OpenAI. If there is something related to conversation, then we can conversational based if chatbot if you wanted to create, generative AI if you wanted to create, then go with the OpenAI. Foundry again, if you wanted to create any agent based artificial intelligence, uh, then you can go with the Azure AI Foundry. In Azure AI Foundry, we can create our generative models also. We can deploy them and we can use them there as well. So I'll show you next part, like how we can start using this Azure AI services, how we can create this Azure AI Foundry resource, and how we can start utilizing it. Thank you.